What's up, everybody? I'm laughing because on Facebook, or like people that don't eat pork or chitlins, or they don't eat pork because they're always trying to diss people that eat chitlins. But if you eat hamburgers, you eat hot dogs, you eat sausages, you eat bologna, and if you eat Jamaican beef patties, you eating beef chitlins. All that shit I just named is made with the scraps of that animal. Like the prime cuts of meat go to restaurants and stuff like that. But the scraps is what they use to make hamburgers, bologna, hot dogs, sausages, and beef patties. They use like the tendons, like the muscle, the tough parts of the meat. That's why most soul food cooking was heavily seasoned. Because it's the worst part of the meat. It's the least tasting part of it. It's the worst part. It's the worst part. It's the worst tasting part of the animal. All that shit that they don't use, that they send to the restaurants, get pushed to the side. And then you add onion, garlic, paprika, salt and pepper, and voila. You got you a gourmet meal. All that shit is made with scraps. Eat McNuggets. All that shit is made with scraps and food coloring and heavily seasoned flour. And that's why people like this shit. That's why most soul food is heavily seasoned. We always laugh about how people, Caucasians, don't season their food. But we over season our food. We let our taste buds run our life. And that's why we don't be living long. That's why people talking about 50 is middle age. 50 is not middle age. 35 is middle age. Because most black people don't live to 80. They live like 75, 77. They come close to 80, but they don't live there. I mean, some people do, but there's an exception to all rules, like I said. But back to what I was saying, and then the reason people get so disgusted about pork, like I always say, is because most of the pork that you buy from the butcher or that you buy from the supermarket, you got to clean yourself. Back in the days when I was growing up, you could buy meat from the butcher and take it home and clean it. You would clean cow tongue, beef tongue, and tripe and all that. You clean that shit yourself. That's what tripe is, the cow stomach. The cow stomach is no different from the intestines. Shit. Y'all act like y'all be so health nutty shit. And all the fruit and vegetables that you eat come from the dirt. And that dirt is fertilized with the shit that you don't want to eat. So knock it off.